Hi guys, so this time we are having a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Eduard. This kit comes as a weekend edition release, so it means we will get only plastic and decals, but for some models it's more than enough, so it will be interesting to check what is actually inside. And you can notice that it's a Focke-Wulf 190A-4. We have the version with the engine flaps and two wing guns, and it's in 1/48 scale, so it should be quite a large model, and I think some modelers will actually like it due to its size. So we have a commercial sample here. It means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. And first of all, I have to note that the box size is typical for such release from Eduard. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and also we have really nice box art here. So I think this one is available as a separate poster, so if you would like to get it as a small picture on your wall to frame it, you can order it together with the kit from official Eduard website. As for the kit, it's a final shape, so you can see it got slightly damaged due to the shipping, but I think overall it should be fine. And here on the side we have also some information about the manufacturer and the kit itself. Kit number is 84117. And on the opposite side you can see also 4 marking options. So as you remember, Eduard started, well, it's not started, it's already for 1 year, but we get more marking options in the weekend edition releases. So for some modelers it's more than enough, and I think it's a decent choice what we are getting here. So it's a top opening box, and all frames are packed into separate plastic bags, as you can see. Especially it's crucial for the clear sprue, so I'm going to open it right now and we will take a closer look together. But, well, if you saw the previous Focke-Wulf 190 reviews, you will be familiar with this plastic. So this is the new plastic, which was released several years ago. Nevertheless, it's quite good one, because here Eduard resolved all the, I would say, problems or issues of the original release in 1/48 scale. So here we get improved fitment, also a bit more details, and you can see that canopy parts are actually molded out of separate sections, so you can open the canopy on your aircraft, and this is really important in a 1/48 scale. It will help you to expose the cockpit. But do not forget that here we are dealing with the weekend edition kit, so it means you won't be able to mask them with the standard supplied masks. You should buy them separately. But it's not such a huge investment, and it actually makes your life easier, so that's why I always say that it's worth spending money on this thing and getting a better paint work on your aircraft, and also saving some time. So I've just opened the next plastic bag. This one is for clear, I mean, the previous one was for clear sprues. Now we get the gray plastic sprues. So first one comes with the wing parts. You can notice that here we have molded in flaps, we have separate ailerons, and we have a typical set of the external features. It means rivets, recessed panel lines, everything is present here. And if I zoom in, you can see what I am actually talking about. So for 1/48 scale, this is very important thing, because it will be noticeable, especially if you do some pre-shading and washing on your aircraft. It will bring out all of these features, but of course you should be careful also with the paint and primer layers, so that you won't lose such details. And here you can take a look from the opposite side. So we have guiding pins on the wing edges. It will help you with alignment. And as for the flaps, if you would like to drop them on your aircraft, you should buy the separate PE set, which is sold by Eduard. And we have here the thinned down plastic, which should make it easier to cut off the necessary area and install the PE parts. But again, for the flaps, I always say that you should have the necessary experience, because it's not that easy as it might sound to be. So you will have to work with thin PE parts, you will have to bend them in the right shape, and you will have to install them in together with the standard plastic. So here we have the fuselage halves. Both are molded together with the tail fins. As you can see, the cowling area is assembled out of separate parts. And also we have again the same features, external features, is what we saw on the wing part. So as you can see, nice recessed panel lines and rivets. I think in 1/48 scale model benefits from this, and if I flip it over here inside, you won't find a lot of interior features, because cockpit gets assembled separately and then inserted in between fuselage halves. But again, it's a typical design of the plastic for a 1/48 scale Focke-Wulf 190, so nothing surprising here in my opinion. And next we have one more plastic bag. So this one comes also in a resealable plastic bag, but here we have way bigger plastic sprues. And I would say this is somewhat standard or default set of parts for a Focke-Wulf 190, so you'll find it in any version of the Focke-Wulf 190 from Eduard. So for example, here you can see the parts for the main wheel wells. We have this engine tab, we have also two versions of the cockpit floor, we have two versions of the propeller, we have also some cooling parts here, again some parts for the main wheel wells, and that actually hints that the whole kit was designed in mind with the future versions of this aircraft, so it's quite universal, and of course you get a lot of spare parts in your collection, so these ones will be or can be used for some scratch building. And if I flip it over, here you can check these parts for the main wheel wells. Everything looks really nice. Of course, some of those can be replaced with a brassing upgrade, and again, of course, it will require some additional investment, so in case you have some additional money, it's worth investing, especially if you're ready to work with resin and PE. But in case you do not have, then original plastic is more than good for out-of-the-box build. Next, we continue with the external panels mostly. So here we have ailerons, also elevators here, we have external fuel tanks, we have also ammo bay covers here, tail wings, and everything looks fine. So we have also guiding elements in all necessary areas. For example, for tail wings, it's quite interesting how the leading edge is pre-molded here, so you won't have any gaps in the visible area. This is also quite important design feature, because in 1/48 scale, all of these things become visible in case you assemble it in a wrong way. Next, we continue with the last gray plastic sprue. So here we have the sprue C, and this one is dedicated to the mix of small parts. We have several types of the instrument panels, side consoles, landing gear wheels, also machine gun barrels, again some parts for landing gear wheels. We even have antennas for the night version, but obviously today's aircraft, it doesn't use these antennas, so it will stay in your spare parts box. I wonder actually when they will release this night version, because it looks quite cool, and in 1/48 scale it should be an interesting build to work on. And next, I'm opening another plastic bag. We have here decals. These are printed in Eduard, so I'm going to show you two decal sheets. There is one main and another one dedicated to the stencils. So the main one is dedicated to all necessary symbols for several marking options, and if I zoom in you can see what I'm talking about. We have this swastika which is separated into several sections, so in case you have this corner cut off you can use this one. We also have some decals for the cockpit, so for some modelers this will be more than enough. If it's not you, then as usual, you're welcome to get the original PE parts, which will introduce more fine features into the cockpit. But again, the printing quality looks really good here. And do not forget that Eduard decals offer you two ways of application. So you can apply it with a top film, and you can remove the top film in order to get a paint-like finish, but it will be a bit more tricky. And here we have another decal sheet. So this one is dedicated to the stencils. Again, we have really nice stencils here in 1/48 scale. It's important feature because they are noticeable and readable on the finished model, so that's why it's worth investing your time into applying all of these tiny writings on your model. Next, we have assembly manual. So this one is a typical Eduard brochure. We have short history note. Next, we continue with the parts map here. Assembly process starts with the cockpit, and as you remember, for the cockpit we have some decals, so you have to apply them, of course. Next, we join fuselage halves together. We start working on the wing parts. There are also some assembly options which are specific for different marking options, so pay attention so that you use the right parts for your model. And next we continue with main wheel wells and then join the wing together with the fuselage. We also install some cooling elements. Landing gear parts go in place here. We also install the under fuselage bomb, separate propeller and canopy. And here you have the option for open or closed canopy on your model. This aircraft, we have here the marking guide for the Grünherz. So this one comes from February 1943. Another one is from February 1943 as well. And this one from January 1943. And here we have aircraft with spring 1943 dating from Soviet Union, and one more page is dedicated to the stenciling position on this Focke-Wulf, and of course we have a huge ad for the brassing accessories which you can use with this aircraft. As you can see, the choice is really big, so it's up to you what you would like to see on your model. So whole kit should be already available. You can get it on official Eduard website. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share with your friends. This way you will support us. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.